Yo, the Nintendo Ninjas are coming in with the Shisha Pocket Sand lawsuit against the strategy guide leakers. This is crazy. Pokemon Company International has filed a lawsuit against people who leaked images of Pokemon Sword and Shield before their worldwide departure. If you end up enjoying the video, please leave a like, and if you find this crazy, share it with your friends. So yeah, we got all the pictures, we got all the good stuff. I mean, look at that. United States District Court, Western District of Washington at Seattle. And then John and Jane Doe's 1 through 3. 3 people are tied to this one. Big oof. TBCI brings this action against defendants to protect its valuable trade secrets. Defendants stole trade secrets from TBCI by taking illicit pictures of pages from an unreleased strategy guide created to accompany the release of highly anticipated games, Pokemon Sword and Shield. These pictures revealed never-before-seen Pokemon and evolutions of Pokemon TBCI and its partners intended to keep secret until the game's release. Now, PokeExperto, they have like a little bit of a blurb, and then we go into it, but there are a few other things that I really want to break down inside of it. So we have some interesting excerpts. TBCI reserves some key elements of game secrets. These secrets are kept to maximize the interest of potential game buyers. Filtering these secrets damages the value of this hype strategy. So let's take a look at the Pokemon Company hype strategy. Before TBCI and its partners release a new game, they keep key components of the game, new Pokemon, and returning Pokemon a secret. Now, because of the National Dex cut, this is important. And it also kind of shows that you're not safe no matter what kind of information you're putting out. Let's say you redact all the new Pokemon. Let's say you just put a Pokedex list that just has the returning Pokemon. Pokemon Company's still going to go after you for that, especially after the whole bring back National Dex thing. That's definitely damaging to the company if people see that there's not enough Pokemon, not the right Pokemon made it in, the total amount of Pokemon, all that stuff. And also that could even like show, kind of suggest the amount of new Pokemon. Even with the numbers removed, Pokemon Company values returning Pokemon as secret as the new Pokemon now, especially now that we're moving forward. Game Freak has already confirmed there will not be the National Dex in any future Pokemon game. There is value in this secrecy. Video game industry is highly competitive with thousands of new games released annually. To maximize consumer interest and excitement in new Pokemon games, TBCI and its partners carefully time announcements about new Pokemon, features, and functionality. I would have liked to see a little bit more hype for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Make it more similar to Pokemon Sun and Moon, to be honest. When individuals disclose these details without TBCI or its partners' consent, commonly called leaks or spoilers, they threaten this value and undermine the carefully cultivated excitement and interest TBCI and its partners have worked so hard to generate. So there's the hype. They cultivate the excitement and interest. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to see it. So it ruins the surprise for hundreds of thousands of Pokemon fans who are eagerly anticipating the new game. I think that's also a very significant number. Pokemon Sword and Shield are the fastest selling Pokemon games in franchise history. They destroyed Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in sales, and are also the fastest selling Nintendo Switch titles. These games have had such an insane launch, even though they've probably been pirated more than any other Nintendo game, and the leaks did damage to a lot of people because they don't see enough Pokemon, they see the Gen 8 Pokemon, they don't like them too much, and then they just cancel sales. But even with that, still like the highest selling games on Nintendo Switch and just like breaking all kinds of crazy records. But Pokemon Company is putting in writing at least hundreds of thousands of Pokemon fans were affected. We can look at this as like 10% harm or more to Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's still doing incredibly. So just some like really interesting stuff to note right there. Also, this lawsuit is just from the strategy guide leaks, so we don't even have all the other insanity that came from the early game and gameplay leaks and stuff like that. And we start to get more insight as to how this broke down for the strategy guide leaks. So let's keep on going. The news release times of Switch were planned to maximize the excitement of the games. Special attention to scenarios, functions, Pokemon available, in addition to Dynamax and Gigantamax functions. Not really anything too extra on top of this, but now it starts getting interesting. So that's the strategy guide. We have Exhibit... oh god, I just have it all over the place. Exhibit A. The strategy guide in question. That was leaked. The collector's edition of the strategy guide is shown below. Strategy guide is available for purchase November 22nd, 1 week after TBCI and its partners release Pokemon Sword and Shield. And then we go into how the Pokemon Company does things. and this is some pretty crazy stuff. Prior to the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield, information about the games is treated with utmost secrecy. For example, deep breath on this one. TBCI performs background checks on employees, stores game content files on secure computers, restricts access to game working files to a limited number of individuals who can only gain access to the files by entering a username and password, allowing those individuals to transfer the game files using only secured methods, using digital measures to trace and mark files to prevent unauthorized access, and requires users with access to game files to sign NDAs. Additionally, TBCI office access is restricted by a keycard. Oh man, I don't even know what to make of all that information. Like, we have better insight into how all of this insanity goes down to keeping Pokemon information secret for unreleased games and stuff. So I guess they like emulate it on a computer and then they just have like super secure computer access. It's not like, hey, here's a copy of the game, go and debug it for us and test it out and see what's wrong. It's like, no, you actually have to be like a really special person to be able to work on these games. I guess also content files on secure computers just means like translation, localization stuff. So you can only do work on secure computers with incredibly secure file transfer, and you can't do anything outside of it. So, and if you do, they're absolutely going to find a way of tracking down how that happened. But the reason why they're saying this is these measures also apply to the strategy guide. In addition, TPCI requires contractors who work on strategy guides to sign NDAs, includes contractors who work where any strategy guides are stored. So I guess that means if you, like, I imagine that Amazon just, like, makes you sign an NDA whenever you work at the warehouse, because there's going to be all kinds of unreleased products. So that's going to be a thing. TBCI does not allow copies or proofs of the strategy guide to be printed at its offices. Physical copies of the strategy guide are created during the production process, which is handled by vendors. Each production vendor must sign an NDA and provide a security plan. Printed copies of the strategy guide are kept in secure areas. So this also gives insight as to what happened with these leaks. I'm guessing that means it was, like, I don't think that means it was a reviewer that had access to it. It was someone, like a vendor or someone that worked at a warehouse. They might have just tried to, like, swipe an early copy and then take pictures. And I'm wondering who's liable for this one. Because I think that means, since there's all these security protocols, the Pokemon Company is suing the company. If it was, like, an Amazon warehouse, it was some kind of distribution, or maybe it was some kind of contract agency or worker for this one. So they're going to target them, and then that means when Pokemon wins the lawsuit, I guess it's on to them to... Actually, no, it just lists the individuals, not the company. So yeah, these guys are bankrupt. These guys' lives are ruined, and there's a lot of other like drama and stuff around that, because I don't know the full details behind how it was leaked, or what was leaked, or where it was leaked, since this is a lawsuit inside the United States, and this is only for the strategy guide, so we haven't seen the lawsuit about the early games reviewers that leaked information from the copy of the game, allegedly from Indonesia and stuff. Don't know how that's going to be handled or settled, but when it comes to this, like, yeah, it seems like the guys got it, and then whoever took an image off the Discord included the person's username. That username got traced to a YouTube. That YouTube linked to a Facebook, and then that Facebook had all the information of that person and the other people that were involved with this. So whatever other like shenanigans were going on in the secret Discord, yeah, Pokemon Company contacted Discord, like, you get us in, and now they have everything, and that's going to be exhibits 3 through 38. So, over the course of 15 hours, defendants posted 18 pictures from the unreleased strategy guide on Discord, exhibits 3 through 38, following are select examples of Discord messages with the images and stuff like that. Insanity. And they even have the times. At approximately 7:28 p.m., defendants worked together to post the first images of leaked Pokemon Gigantamax Machamp on Discord, and then it just kind of blew up from there. They have the hyperlink even. Ooh. It is completely over. I love this picture. I love this picture. Within 27 minutes, original Discord post picture was already on Reddit. They have the times. They saw what happened. Sword and Shield. They went our Sword and Shield leaks for the leaks. There's the picture. From there, the pictures quickly reached a worldwide audience. Talking about 4chan. You know, within minutes, it was on 4chan. 17 minutes after defendants leaked the first picture on Discord, it was posted on 4chan. So it was popping off. And then 300 URLs just for the strategy guide. Pokemon Company knows everyone that posted it anywhere, and they have everything on you. Huh. I guess that's me. Okay. But yeah, and this is just for the strategy guide. It doesn't have anything to do with the actual like game leaks, so there's probably hundreds more for that lawsuit that they're prepping. The Nintendo Ninja's on it. They found every crevice where this picture existed. identified more than 300 URLs on dozens of platforms, social networks, Facebook, Twitter, and video game websites. They sent withdrawal requests to those platforms to remove the images. In an effort to mitigate damage, submitted takedown requests to the platforms and removed the leak images. So I think that's like if you got the takedown, that's you're being lucky. I don't think that's going to lead into any legal action. That's just, hey, nah, knock it off. But even name Polygon.esports and numerous Nintendo forums and blogs. I think they should have gone a lot harder on the takedowns because A-Drive and Austin John, they disseminated this illegal information through depictions of the unreleased Pokemon. Like, they took down the actual pictures in the hard leaks, but then they continued to cover the illicit information. I think the Pokemon Company and Nintendo should have sent them some extra copyright strikes for that one for sure. You know, it's not hard to just be that legit, and when you see Nintendo start sending strikes, how about you play by the rules and you don't be a scumbag? Consequences of leaks. And now we get into the Pokemon Company. Here's where damages come in. Here's where they are going to be going hard. Through these posts, they disclose images of multiple Pokemon and Gigantamax forms for certain Pokemon, attributes, type, and weakness for others, so starter Pokemon, starter evolutions. This information had never been revealed, and they kept it secret for the anticipation of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Defendants trade secret theft and subsequent leak harm TPCI by disrupting its ability to market Pokemon Sword and Shield, reducing fan interest and engagement, and its partners reducing the fan interest and engagement TPCI and its partners generate by keeping key elements secret. So yeah, they gave out the information. Pokemon Company's like, hey, we're hurt for hundreds of thousands. We are going to determine how hurt we are. So this is where it kind of gets crazy. Defendants' conduct caused irreparable damage and will continue to cause irreparable injury to TPCI. So even though the games are already out, even though the strategy guides are already out, Pokemon Company's like, no, it's going to hurt us permanently on this one, which is true. Defendants' misappropriation of confidential trade information has also caused and will continue to cause substantial injury. Boom. Lost profits, damages, harm to reputation, competitive harm, word in its value to trade secrets. Defendant's misappropriation was also willful and malicious. TPCI is entitled to damages in the amount proven in trial and attorney's fees. This is going to be massive. Like, I wonder if we're going to get a hard number from these. You know, is the Pokemon Company going to be like, this guidebook leak, X amount, you know, or at least some kind of number, which can maybe be reverse engineered or something. Because people saw new Pokemon, they saw new Generation 8 Pokemon, they didn't like it, they canceled the orders. People saw how few Pokemon were in the game, they didn't like it, they canceled orders. There was a lot hurt here. So that's what I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see if Pokemon Company says a couple 100,000 sales. What about piracy? I think this is where the Pokemon Company maybe makes a stand in a greater legal scheme. Homebrew needs to be shut down. Illegal software modification, game file modification needs to be shut down. 99% of people that use Homebrew, they're doing it for pirated games, they're doing it for save modification, they're doing it to cheat and disadvantage others. If the Pokemon Company can start making these moves, like look at how much damage these leaks did, we don't even have an idea of how much piracy ended up happening with our games, that could be over 1 million. We don't know the amount of hacked Nintendo Switches out there and stuff like that, and also all the other things that happen. Like, this could maybe, this case right here, hopefully could push forward and then just be like, look, all these protections about, like, being able to modify your own console or hardware or system and stuff, that needs to go away. It's being used malicious, more than not, and that's what I like about this. Defendant's misappropriation is willful and malicious. You post the picture, you saw it get spread around, and then you intentionally leaked tons more images from that guidebook, and that is malicious damage to the Pokemon Company, and the fines are going to be insane. So we're going to see how that ends up playing out and what this means for the future, and if we see anything about the lawsuit for potential piracy, data mining, that kind of information dissemination, and then what happens to the reviewers that got the early copy of the game and then broke it. It's such a shame too. 90-minute gameplay reviews were so locked down by the Pokemon Company. You had to go where Game Freak was for their media tour to get a small, heavily restricted portion of the game, and then you couldn't even write about the new Pokemon. You find new Pokemon the first couple minutes, and those reviews were not allowed to have it. Straight copy gets out, boom, everything goes to hell, and then same thing happened for the strategy guide. So, coordinated effort, we're going to see who happened, did what, where, and I think it is on the Pokemon Company for, like, you know, I think they should just not give out any more review copies. Like, reviews don't need to happen for Pokemon games, I feel. If this is going to happen, it's going to, like, super break things. But then early copies are still going to happen from street dates being broken. It's a mess, but now legal action is like, hey, it's getting serious. Because, like, even though these guys are going to be bankrupt, they can't pay the millions in fines to the Pokemon Company over this one. It's one of those things where, like, yeah, this is why you don't do it. We will take you out. We will remove you. We will evaporate you. Don't do it again. So, and then it's just going to be tougher security protocol, which means anyone covering fake leaks for the next Pokemon games, until one of those happens to be confirmed, but, you know, we just see people covering 2-3 fake leaks a day, complete scumbags, clickbait nonsense. Anyone that falls for it is an idiot as well. Like, it's just one of those things where, like, why? Why are we, like, why don't we just, like, enjoy the legitimacy and just natural things about Pokemon? But no, it doesn't be that way. It won't be that way. And then the Pokemon community is kind of, like, just trashing it, Poketubers especially. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.